Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Major Keys Saga. Once again, I'm TJ.
I'm Alina.
I'm Danielle.
And I'm Amy.
So one of our DJ Khaled quotes today is, "You smart, you loyal, you grateful," and I appreciate that. So today's session is entitled Just Us, the Remix. If you remember, about 2 sessions ago, we had another session entitled Just Us, and it was all about conflict resolution. So today's session is just going to build upon that and go a little bit more into detail. And another quote we have is, "The key is to be honest. Be honest, but don't play yourself."
So what to expect in today's group session? We will focus on conflict resolution again, as TJ stated, taking everything that we learned during our previous session and applying it and taking it a step further, hence the name, the remix. We're going to start off with a warm-up activity, followed by our main activity, which will further our understanding and development of conflict resolution techniques. Then we'll end with sharing and processing to allow everyone the opportunity to express their thoughts and feelings. So our major key rules are the same as every session. What happens in the session stays in the session, and all members' confidentiality will be respected, and all group members will be respected and treated fairly. We expect all members to take group sessions seriously unless, of course, stated otherwise. This week's specific activity rules: all emotions, stories, memories, etc. shared during today's session must be appropriate to discuss in the group setting and, of course, comply with major key group rules. And of course, we have a disclaimer again, don't let all the group rules fool you. It's still going to be fun.
Our warm-up activity this week is titled Group Check-In, Weather Forecast Edition. So a little bit about how to play. Each member is going to express how they feel today by drawing a weather forecast on a piece of paper. So an example could be, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you could draw a thunderstorm with tornadoes in the area. Or if you're feeling happy and optimistic, you might draw flowers growing from the ground and with the sun shining. Everyone will have an opportunity to share and explain your drawing done. And this activity will take around 5 minutes to complete. But before you guys get started, we have our own examples to show you. So for me, I'm feeling happy today. And so I drew the sun shining with flowers, and I have a little bit of clouds because I have been a little anxious today, but things are looking up, so I got my sun shining. Danielle, do you want to share yours next?
Yeah, sure, I'll go. So as you guys can see, here's my drawing. I have several clouds here, and you can see raindrops falling from the clouds. And that's because I am feeling a bit overwhelmed today, a little anxious, but you can see here in the corner, you have the sun trying to poke out. So things, kind of like Amy said, are starting to look up just a bit, but this is just kind of an overall depiction of how I'm feeling.
Alina, do you want to share yours?
Yes, sure. So I have a little sunshine, happy face, and then tree here, and then some birds flying here, which is today's my mood, and everything is pretty good.
I love the little smiley face on the sun. That was cute. TJ, do you want to go next?
Of course. So here's my drawing. So I have the sun shining because it's a good day. And then I have a little boat on some calm waves because I'm feeling kind of calm and chill today. So it's really nice, a nice vibe.
Awesome. I'm glad we all had sun shining in our pictures. So at this time, you guys can pause the video and take about 5 minutes to complete this activity yourselves. All right, so our main activity today is titled Conflict Resolution Jeopardy. And how to play is, first you're going to break out into teams, and each team will collectively create a team name and appoint a team leader. And the person that you appoint as the team leader is going to serve as the spokesperson for the group when it is your turn. So when it's that team's turn, they can select any option from any category, and they do not have to go in order. And during a team's turn, all other teams must remain quiet and respectful, or they risk losing 5 points from their overall score. Each team will have about 30 seconds to answer a question. And if you're unable to come up with an answer, the next team is given the opportunity to answer that question and receive the points, as well as have their actual turn. Participants need to be generally correct, and this means that some answers may be longer or more specific, so as long as the participant's answer is close enough and covers the topic, they'll be able to receive points. All right, so time to play. Before we let you guys start, we're gonna give you guys a little example. I'm going to have Danielle, TJ, and Alina take turns. All right, so as you guys can see, we have Danielle is team 1, TJ is team 2, and Alina is team 3. So Danielle, you can go ahead and go first. Which option would you like to choose?
I would like to try getting along for 300.
Okay, so you and your friend have not been as close lately, but how could you approach a conversation about this with your friend?
Okay, well, if we haven't been quite as close, I would ask to talk with them, try to see what's going on, understand if they may be experiencing something at the time. But I would definitely ask to talk to them privately, maybe pull them aside one day when we both have some free time, to really have a deep conversation about the state of our friendship. But I would definitely want to get a little bit more insight as to what may be going on with them and let them know how I may be feeling as well.
That's a great response, Danielle. So as you guys can see, her answer was following right along with the guidelines for the answer to this question, to calmly ask to have a conversation and let them know what's bothering you without blaming them. And also tell them how important it is you still try to be friends, which was in Danielle's response. She wants to pull them privately, which I think is a great idea because they're probably going to be more willing to tell you openly and honestly if it's just you two. So Danielle, you get points for that. All right. TJ, you can pick.
Okay. That was a great job, Danielle, by the way.
Very good.
Could I do respecting differences, and could I do it for 100, please?
Yes, ma'am. All right, so you just got new glasses and there's a coworker who's teasing you about them. This hurts your feelings. What could you do to resolve this situation?
Ooh, okay. Okay, well, I would definitely tell them that I don't like that because, I mean, you need glasses to see, so I'd prefer not to be teased for, needing to see. I don't want my feelings hurt, but, if that doesn't handle everything, I'm not scared to hit them. I'm not scared to punch them in the face at this point.
Okay, TJ. So you're going to get partial credit, and you only get partial because the first half was right, where you do want to talk to them and let them know this is hurting your feelings. But you want to make sure you're doing this calmly to not cause further conflict in the workplace. But also, hitting is never the right answer because if you take it to that extent, it's most likely the manager or whoever your supervisor is going to put all the punishment and blame on you because you took it to a physical level and you caused harm to somebody. Does that make sense?
I guess, yeah, it does. Use my words, not my fists. I got
Right.
you.
Use your words and it'll get you much farther. So as you can see, you were right about you want to talk to the coworker and explain that you need the glasses to see. And then you want to ask them to please stop as you're both mature adults and you wish to get along in the workplace. Alina, do you want to pick one?
Yes. Well, my friends did really good. Let me see. Can I pick no bullying behavior 300?
You see one of your friends being made fun of by another person in your group. What should you do?
Okay, so first of all, I'm not very big fan of bullying, and I cannot see anybody bullying somebody else. So I think I want to make sure my friend is okay, and maybe like we both can talk to that person and say, hey, you cannot bully anyone. It's not a good thing. You have to better be friends and like not say bad or any bullying for anybody. So it's not a good thing.
You get full points, Alina. That is exactly right. You want to be a friend. You want to check on them, make sure they're okay, because that's kind of what TJ had said earlier, if it teases you, it hurts your feelings. So you want to make sure your friend is okay. And then you can use humor or change the subject, or you can make sure that you don't join in these behaviors, which is what Alina said when she agreed that bullying is not okay. So great job, you guys. So for our teams, Danielle and Alina tied. And at this time, we're going to give you guys about 10 minutes to pause the video and complete this activity on your own.
All right, here's a little sharing and processing. So we would like to thank you for playing, and we are sure all team did great. At this time, please pause the video and take 5 minutes to answer the following questions. How did you feel about the activity? How would you rate your communication during this activity as a team, and why do you think so? Is there a particular scenario you would have handled differently than one of the other teams? We often reserve some of our thoughts and refrain from expelling certain details. Did you find that you reserve any feelings about the scenario? Perhaps to avoid being judged by others within the group, any unpopular opinion would be great. So yeah, like I said, take 5 minutes, pause the video, and then you can do the sharing and processing. Okay, talking about generalizing, at some point in life, everyone has or will experience conflict. Conflict may not always be avoidable, but we can always choose how we respond to the situation. So please pause the video to answer the following question. What can occur when we do not address conflict or address it inappropriately? And why is it important to utilize conflict resolution techniques? So like I said, pause the video and then take your time to discuss. You have a few minutes for this one too. Okay, now I think probably you guys could discuss and came up with certain things and how you can apply this technique in your daily life. Here are some applications that you can use. So before responding to a conflict, it may be beneficial to take a step back and count to 10 or take a 3 deep breathing. So this will help us or you to calm down and think rationally and then prevent us from reacting impulsively or making a decision we might later regret. And helpful ways to manage conflict. Here are some of the helpful ways, like sharing your true feeling and identify the concerns, listen and respond sensitively. Be open-minded and try to understand the viewpoint of others as well. At this point, please pause the video to answer these questions. What is another action you could do to calm down before reacting? Because everybody has their own way. So if you can share with your groups, they might utilize that for their further life in their life. And that could be helpful. And what is another way to help manage conflict?
Alrighty, everyone. So thank you for participating. It was a lot of fun. And like stated earlier, conflict resolution doesn't center around taking a stance or a side, but generating solutions together to find a resolution that lies in the middle. So everyone has to be heard. So do not forget to get your keys. At the end of this session, those who participated will receive a key, and make sure you keep that key safe and close because you will need it in our very last session. And the same goes with all your other keys that you receive. So just to close out, our DJ Khaled quote will be, "Those that weather the storm are the great ones." So we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.